Here we go. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Sunday Sessions. I'm AC Brown. I'm here, your psychic channel, spiritual guide and teacher, voice of truth, medium, all of that stuff. And I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Sunday Sessions. Make sure you have your pen and your piece of paper. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's still January. I'm glad it's January. I'm not like really upset. Good morning, Lexi. I'm not sad that it's January still. I like when January goes really, really slow, just for the simple fact that we get some time to really like ease into the new year and figure out what we're doing. So we get some time to do that. So good morning, everyone. Make sure you have your pen and your piece of paper. Today, we are talking about manifesting miracles through cosmic alignment. There's this big parade of planets is what everybody is calling them. And I want everyone to really focus on as much positive thinking as possible for this week. It might be a little bit difficult, but I think that it can be done. So we're here today to really talk about this parade of planets, what it means for you, how you can manifest through them. So Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they're all in alignment, meaning that they're all visible, that you can see them. I am not sure which two are not as visible, but there's a lot that are visible. And so what the consensus is for this week is really about focusing on as much positive thinking as possible, if you can. I know that might be challenging with everything going on. Listen, I don't know who y'all voted for. Good morning, Channing. I know who I voted for. I usually don't talk about politics here, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm just prayerful and trying my best to not pull out my soapbox and get on it and talk. I'm low key a revolutionary, and I just don't want to do that. But anyway, the world is interesting right now. So this week especially, I would even say for the first 100 days, you are going to have to buckle down with your mindset, with what you're doing, and really set good intentions to focus on what you are trying to create in your life, what that means for creation, how you want to create things, what creation looks like for you. And it might feel a little bit challenging, it might feel a little bit difficult, but you can do it, right? Because we all are capable. So when we think about these planets and everything that's going on in the world, it can make life feel really, really overwhelming. And so, but it's in these moments that the universe, God, spirit kind of offers or gives us our greatest gifts. That's how I feel, in my personal opinion. And let's talk about how the planetary energies can serve as a tool to realign your desires and create miracles that you seek. If you're on my email list, I am hosting a course slash masterclass series. It's called Manifesting Miracles When the World Feels Like It's Falling Apart. It's 3 live sessions 3 Sundays in a row at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then in between those live sessions, there's a 21-day email course that you'll get instructions to do certain things. And we're going to be talking about manifestation in that 3-part series through your 12th house, your Black Moon Lilith, and your ascendant and your rising sign, and how to create miracles in your life for that. If you go to my shop, it's in there. It starts on this February 2nd. That's the first class. And then the email sequence starts on the 3rd. And then you'll get instructions each day to do things. It takes like 10 to 15 minutes. And then we meet again on the second Sunday. You get more instructions. Then we meet again on the 3rd Sunday. So it's going to be really great. So I hope you can come and join. So when we're thinking about manifesting and using this alignment of energies that we have for this week, I want us to explore how the energy of each planetary influence can increase your manifestation process, and how you can integrate planetary wisdom into your ritual for growth, clarity, and alignment, and take tangible steps towards your desires, especially that are rooted in your most authentic self and the things that you actually want. So make sure you have your pen and your piece of paper. And if you know your rising sign, put it in the comments. I would love to know what your rising sign is and what you're doing on your rising sign, and how you've been feeling. So how have you been feeling? Because it's a little crazy out here. But anyway, so let's start with Venus. So Venus is one of the planets that are visible. So the key things for Venus are love, creativity, and the power of pleasure in manifesting. So wherever your Venus is or whatever sign it's in, Venus asks you to focus on what you desire and trust that you are worth receiving. So Venus can be a little bit tricky because it requires you to trust that you are worth your desires and that you're worth receiving your desires. So some of the questions you can ask yourself during this week are, am I clear about what I truly desire? And do I believe that I am worthy of abundance and joy when it comes to my desire? So if you've been hesitating about pursuing a dream or taking the next step with something, now is the time for Venus to do that. So Scorpio, let's see, Scorpio rising, Capricorn rising. Oh, lots of Capricorn risings. Hey, Capricorn risings. Yeah, you should be tired, Capricorn risings, but you'll be all right. So then you have, like I said, you have Venus. Then you have Mars. So Mars is about courage, initiative, and inspired action. So Mars helps you break through any type of inertia, and it helps you take bold steps towards your goals. And so some of the questions that you want to ask this week for Mars with that Mars energy is, where am I holding back from taking action? Like, what's stopping me from doing the next best thing or doing something that I am not used to, whatever the case may be. And then you want to ask yourself as well, what's one small step that you can take to move forward in that thing? So if you have a fear of failure or a fear of being seen, Mars kind of empowers that energy. This week is going to feel a little bit wonky for some, depending on where your planets are and depending on where Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune are in, like what house they're in. All I can say is do your best to not get sucked in to all of the stuff. If you watch the news, stop watching the news. It's probably making your cortisol levels high, and majority of my audience are women, and that's not good. So don't watch the news this week. I don't watch the news at all. I don't have it in me. Okay, we see some Leo risings, some Cancer risings. Yay. So please don't watch the news if you can. Just don't watch the news. But Mars is going to you might be angry this week as well. Yeah, Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably will be angry this week. Do your best to not get arrested, um, to not get reprimanded if that's something that you can't handle or you can't deal with. That's what I'll say for this week as well. But take that energy and take that anger or anything that's bottled up and put it towards something that you're trying to do. So maybe you go to the gym a little bit extra this week. Maybe you, I don't know, clean out a closet, something that where you can transfer that anger somewhere else, take that energy somewhere else. Okay. Then with Jupiter also being seen, Jupiter is about expansion and abundance. It's about growth, optimism, and trusting the process. So Jupiter is going to encourage you to embrace gratitude and remain open to limitless possibilities. And you want to ask yourself, the questions that you want to ask yourself this week are, how can I expand my perspective to see opportunities? What is one way that I can celebrate abundance in my life today? Something that I can do now. Or journaling things that you're grateful for. That's a good practice for this week, is journaling about gratitude, journaling what you're grateful for. All of that. Somebody said Pisces, sun, moon. Oh. Okay. Pisces. So your Aquarius rising. So Pisces is in your second house. You're going to have a lot going on with worth this week. I see a Libra rising, Sag risings. Ew, I'm a Sag rising. Hey. I love my Sag risers. We've been going through it. Woo. Saturn moving through our fourth house is ghetto. So that's Mars, Jupiter, and then Saturn. So like I said, I'm a Sagittarius rising. So Saturn's going to my fourth house. Saturn is about structure, accountability, long-term planning. So the practical guidance this week is Saturn's going to remind you about sustainable growth and how it requires kind of devotion, discipline, and commitment. So some of the questions that you want to ask yourself this week when it comes to Saturn being visible and having that energy is, what structures or structure do I need to support my goals? And am I taking responsibility for the life that I'm creating? So setting up more weekly schedules, setting up different goals, prioritizing practical things that you can harness Saturn's energy. I actually love Saturn as a planet because Saturn really lets you know. Saturn is, when we think about Jupiter and Saturn, I like Saturn because it keeps you in line when it comes to your goals, your dreams, and your desires, wherever you have Saturn at in your chart and what sign that it's in. I think it's something that doesn't necessarily create limitations all the time for us, but it creates structure so we can follow through and keep going with what we want, what we dream, what we desire. So that's why I like Saturn. So using that Saturnian energy this week to focus and stay focused and stay structured is going to be really important. Then we have Uranus. Uranus is another planet that is visible as well. I think either Uranus and Neptune are not that, two of them are not. I don't remember which ones. So Uranus is about innovation and breakthroughs. It's about change. It's about innovation. It is about unexpected insights. You will probably get a lot of downloads this week. Please, please, please carry a notebook. Write down the things. Your dreams are probably going to be a little bit off the hook this week. Make sure you're just writing these things down. When I teach people psychic development, mediumship, things like that, you don't realize how it's so important for you to keep a journal of all of your intuitive hits, even if they don't make any sense to you. So this week, even if you have like a snippet of a dream that you remember, write it down. Just put the date and write it down and put whether it was a dream or not. If you get a sensation, if you go get coffee, write it down. Do those things. Like, don't hesitate writing these things down, because it's really important for you to write them down. They are very crucial to your psychic and your intuitive development. So Uranus is probably going to give you a lot of intuitive hits. Another thing that you're probably going to be questioned with this week is, what outdated patterns am I ready to release? So any patterns, any structures, any things that you're ready to release that just don't serve you anymore. And how can you approach a current challenge with fresh eyes? So Uranus asks you to do things differently. It asks you to try a new method, to think about something in a new perspective when you have an obstacle or when you have a breakthrough. So I want you to think about, how can you have a new perspective? How can you think differently about something this week? That's going to come up as well. When it comes to Neptune, Neptune is intuition and dreaming. You will probably have strong dreams. You will probably have lots of information downloads. If you're starting to feel tired out of nowhere and you know you're not sick, you haven't changed your vitamins or your medication or whatever it is, and you are pretty much healthy, sometimes that can be intuitive downloads or your body upgrading, especially if you are on a healing journey. If you are in therapy, doing any somatic coaching, doing life coach, anything that's required healing, especially this week, you are probably going to feel an energetic download. So there might be points where you'll be tired. It's almost like the luteal phase kind of tired, but without the ravenous hunger. You might feel that. So when it comes to Neptune, that's going to increase your spiritual connection this week, your imagination, trusting your inner vision. So Neptune asks you to get quiet and listen to your intuition. I just want to say something about this really quick. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do this as more as an ongoing thing and not just a one-shot thing. I really, really, truthfully, with my heart and soul, I am a teacher, and I want to teach people how to be more psychic in their lives and to be more intuitive in their lives and to really trust what they're getting. I'm just trying to figure out the kinks with that, because I feel like in this next few years, it's going to be really, really important for us, especially for women and men, to really tune into their psychic abilities, to really trust their visions, to trust what they're feeling, what they're seeing, what they're knowing, what the energies are happening around you, because that's going to be something you're going to have to rely on that more. However, psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, mediumship abilities, they get better when you heal, when you actually go through a healing process. I'm a certified trauma-informed business coach. I'm working on other certifications now, all of that stuff. But if you are not willing to heal, you are disconnecting from your body. So the more that you're not willing to heal, the more that you're not taking the time to heal, the more that you are running away from healing in general, you are doing yourself a disservice, and you are literally tapping out of your energetic alignment. And you could be using so many psychic tools and psychic things for you to grow, to just get things done. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you're on my mailing list. I'll figure out something eventually. Not sure what it'll be, but some of the questions that you can ask with Neptune this week are you trusting your intuition to guide you? Are you actually listening to it? Or what dream am I fully ready to commit to? So Neptune requires us to meditate, to really connect with our inner selves, to connect with our guidance, that inner compass that we have, that soul vision that we have. It gets me very emotional. I'm not going to cry on the internet. I really want us as a collective to really to tap into what our souls are asking us. And I've been talking about this for years, but it's even more prevalent now for you to tap into what your soul is asking you for. Like, block out all of the outside influences, block out all of the external things, block out everything that you're seeing, and just focus on your world, your inner world, what you are doing, what you're doing for your family, for your community, for your friends, to advance the ecosystem that you're creating. I think is going to be really important for everyone to tap in to their soul's calling and to their soul's compass. And it is challenging to do in a world that requires us to work, to hustle, to survive. And I just want it differently. If anybody has any questions, put it in the chat boxes and I'll answer it. But next, we're going to be talking about how can you align with these planetary energies that are happening this week, besides what I'm already, talking through with. So how can you align with these planetary energies for this week? So some of the reflection questions that you can ask is, which planetary energy feels most supportive for you right now? So I'll just go back over them. Neptune, intuition and dreaming. Uranus, innovation and breakthroughs. Saturn, discipline and responsibility. Jupiter, expansion and abundance. Mars, action and drive. And Venus, desire and attraction. So which one of those kind of support you this week? Also, you can ask yourself, where do you feel stuck? And which planet's energy could help you move forward? And in the Manifesting Miracles, when the world feels like it's falling apart, the 3-part course, I want you all to think in miracles and not necessarily manifestations, because I think manifestations have such they get a bad rap right now, and miracles feel better. For me, they do. And I want you to write down this week too, what does my ideal miracle look like? And how can I focus on that miracle for it to manifest in my life? So I want you to really think about that this week and what that looks like for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm all about the questions, all about that. So if you have questions, ask away. What else did I want? I have tons of things to talk about today. Tons of things. If no one has any questions yet, let us talk about, hold on. I'm looking for my notes. No one has any questions. You can ask me anything. I'm here every Sunday. Ask me something. Ask me something, people. I don't care what you ask. You can ask away. It doesn't even have to deal with the topic. Just ask away. Anywho, back to what I'm talking about. So manifesting with this planetary energy. I also want you all this week and this year to get into some type of ritual that you can do every week. I prefer doing rituals on the day that I was born. So I was born on a Tuesday. So look and see what day that you were born and do some rituals there, and do a ritual that is in alignment with what you're doing. But especially this week, I want you to figure out what type of ritual you can do that's going to create a miracle for you. And that can be anything really simple. It can be something like, I want to get a discount at the grocery store. I want to get free coffee. Those to me are miracles. I Yesterday I went to my regular coffee shop, and I go there every day, if not every day. And I had coffee there maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and they had a new flavor, and it was burnt. It was like it was like really burnt and really bitter and really nasty. And 2 days later, when I came back in, they're like, oh, AC, there was something wrong with the syrup. They made us new ones. So we're going to just make you another one for free so you can test it out for us. And I was just like, oh, thanks. And then there's this other restaurant too that I go into a lot as well. And they're like, oh yeah, we have a new thing. Next time you come in, we'll let you taste it. And I'm just like, okay. So for me, like those are like little miracles that I like for myself to happen, especially in my community. That's important. Milani Del Carpio, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She said, do planets affect your rising sign the most? For example, being a Cap rising should, yes. Thank you for asking that. So your rising sign, whatever planet that rules, that's your planetary ruler. That's who you're ruled by. So for Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter. Find out where Jupiter is in your chart. For Libra, you're ruled by Venus. Find out where Venus is in your chart. For Pisces, you're ruled by both Neptune and Jupiter. Find out where that is in your chart. For Virgo, Mercury, find out where that is in your chart. Those are going to be the biggest things. So if you are a Capricorn rising, Saturn is your best friend and probably your worst nightmare. And I'm just being honest, because Saturn, like I said, is a taskmaster. It's going to give you rewards, but you have to follow the rules. Saturn asks you, it has a lot of karma attached to it. So Saturn asks you to make sure that you are, so I'll give you an example with a Saturn ruled person with a Capricorn rising. Say for instance, because I know some trifling Capricorn risings, but just say you're supposed to take 3 steps to do something and you try and take 2.5, it might not work out because Saturn's like, you needed to know that third step. I hope that makes sense. But yes, pay attention to where that is. So, hello. Okay, I'm a 4/6 emotional manifester. I've been so angry about the state of the world. Is this good anger, which is motivating me to make change, or is it anger is not harmful? This is the problem with mostly women. We struggle with anger a lot. Men don't. I'm about to say something. Men are more emotional than we are. They don't know how to regulate their emotions. So as women, if you're watching this, if you're a man, sorry, I threw you under the bus, but y'all are emotional as fuck. Women are emotional creatures, but we know how to regulate our emotions. But one of the emotions that we are sometimes most afraid of is anger, because anger can be dangerous. So I will say this to you, do not suppress your anger. Some of the things that I do when I'm angry is I scream into a pillow. That helps me. Or I'll just start screaming and punching the air. You need to get the anger out of your body. When the anger is in your body, it stays in your body and it manifests into something else. So you have to learn how to process that emotion and get rid of it and get it out your body. So it's very important. Scream into a pillow every morning, even if you're not angry. I promise you, when I tell you screaming into a pillow every morning, like at the start of your day, it releases so much energy from your body. I have like some of the best days when I just start the day off screaming into a pillow. And I just scream into a pillow until I can't scream anymore. And then it just releases and I feel so good. So please scream, be angry, don't get arrested. but you should not detach and you should not check out. You should process the anger. You should speak your piece. Journaling, video journaling, audio journaling, having a friend that you can dissect things with is great. Your therapist, or just yourself. Just put on the video function on your computer and just talk and just look at yourself and talk, or put on the audio and just talk and just run your mouth and get everything out on how you're feeling, how upset you are about the world, whatever it may be. Just don't hold on to anger. Please, this is not the time to do that. Especially as an emotional manifester, you need to get angry. Please get angry. Channing said, okay, so Saturn rules, but I'm a manifesting jet child. I don't have any words. I'm sorry. No manifesting generator slander in 2025. That is my goal. Yeah, Saturn rule manifesting generators. I feel bad for you all because that's hard. You like skipping steps. And that's not good. Yeah. I don't know what to I don't know what to tell you. Y'all don't listen and you like skipping steps. But like I said, no manifesting generator slander from me in 2025. 2026, I don't know. But I'm going to keep it mute and I'm going to keep it cute in 2025 for the manifesting generators. So I'm sure your skipping step process works for you. Someone said, anger is such a raw guide to the depths of life. Yes, it is. I love working with anger, getting it out my body, not focusing on it, just letting it go. So if you can scream, shout, let it all out, do all those things. Channing said, it's hard out here. It's not hard. Y'all just don't want to. I mean, if it's hard for you, manifesting generator, then it's hard for you. I'll just say that. I'm not arguing with y'all this year. I'm not giving you any advice that you don't want. No slander, no manifesting generator slander from me this year. Anybody else have any other questions before we do this? I want to do a little ritual with you all, little guided visualization like I like doing on here. So, does anybody have any questions? If you don't, and you're at home, let's do a little visualization for the week so you can have a great week. So I want everybody to close their eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. And I want you to take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, and keep on breathing and taking as many deep breaths as possible. And as you are breathing, I want you to picture the sun, the moon, whatever planet kind of resonates with you right now, and imagine that it's lighting you up. So whether that's Venus and you're embracing your desires, or you're letting Mars kind of ignite your courage to take action, or you see Jupiter in your mind's eye kind of expanding your faith, Saturn grounding you in your dreams, or Uranus to spark different ideas or different energetic things, or Neptune to kind of trust in the unseen or in your intuition. And I want you to just think about whatever planet you want to think about and how it's kind of shining a light on you. And I want you to imagine, as it's shining this light on you, that it is allowing you to reconnect with the things that you most want. And those things could be anything. It could be as simple as getting an extra day off from work, or reading the book that you wanted to read, whatever it may be. And as you think about those things that you want, that you desire, whatever it is, I want you to ask God, Spirit, Source, whatever you believe. And I want you to say, what is the next best step that I can do to move towards that? And once you have that question, I want you to open your eyes, or once you have that answer, and then write it down. And don't try and filter it. If it's like, oh, you just need to like go for an extra walk this week, or you need to do whatever, it can be something simple. Spirit doesn't always answer us the way that we want to. They answer us the way that they need to, I like to say. So sometimes spirit will have you, sometimes spirit will have you do things that don't make any sense to you, but will make sense over time. And you'll be like, oh, that's why I was called to do such and such. So try and do that and see what happens. So that's what I want you to do. And I want you to come back to yourself every day this week. But like I said, if anything resonated with you today, I definitely invite you to join the Manifesting Miracles When Your World Feels Like It's Falling Apart. It's going to be a 21-day journey, so you can dive deeper into your planetary alignment, your moon phases, and manifesting with joy and ease. We're using a bunch of things. And yeah, it's starting on February 2nd. So make sure you join if you can. You'll get replays, all of that stuff. Anyone else have any questions for today? What's on your mind? Listen, if you got to ask me questions. Sometimes I'll come on here and just talk and just keep on talking. Just talk. So just ask me questions. If you guys have any questions, it can be about anything. I'm going to answer it. So I'll give because I think it's like a delay. I think it's a delay on Instagram, not on YouTube. Yeah, which is interesting, but that's neither here nor there. Ask questions if you have any questions. If you don't, I understand. It's Sunday, but I love doing these on Sunday. So it's our 4th Sunday session for the week. And then next week will be February. I'll still be doing the Sunday sessions, even if I have class, if I'm teaching that day, because usually I start teaching at 1. But I'm going to continue to do the Sunday sessions. So, well, if no one has any questions, I'm going to give it. Oh, did you guys see we had no technical issues? There were no technical issues this week because I hooked my computer up to my internet directly. We had no technical issues this week. Okay, somebody asks, how can we navigate this universal year 9 if your personal year is different? That is a great question. So I want you to think about, and I talk about this a lot, that the universal year is the season and your personal year is the weather. So everyone in the Northern Hemisphere in the United States, if you're watching from somewhere else, it's all good. But in the United States, we are in winter. This is winter for us. So that is the universal energy 9. That is the energy. So completions, clarity, dreams come true in universal year 9, endings. So that's the energy that we're all working through. Your personal year is the weather. So I am on the East Coast. My weather this year is a year 4. Someone else, maybe on the West Coast, their weather is different, even though they're in winter. So how you operate it is you really want to keep in your mind that I am where I am. My personal year is my personal year, and that's what I'm working with on a daily basis. But I am doing that within the universal year. So knowing that the universal year's themes are endings, completions, dreams come true. 9 is also can be karmic. So all of those things can be happening at once, but I am doing that as a personal year 4. or I'm doing it as a personal year 5. So taking those personal year themes and operating within that. So for instance, let's say if you're a personal year 1. So you're a personal year 1, which is kind of, this might be a little bit of a contradictory year for someone who's a personal year 1 because they're operating in a universal year 9. So there may be new beginnings or fresh starts, but those fresh starts might not be good for you and they'll end quicker. So something like that may happen. So it really depends. I would say focus on your personal year, but understand that the energetics that you are working in are in a universal year 9. So universal year 9s are not bad, or the 9 energy is not bad, because it's not just endings and completions. It's also dreams fulfilled. It's also reaching a peak at something because it's the end of a 9-year cycle. So I hope that helped. Any other questions? Any other questions that anybody has? We didn't have any technical difficulties, y'all. Okay, you're finishing up your personal year 1. Personal year 1's good. If I have Jupiter at, you have Jupiter in Cancer at 29 degrees. Oh my God. So 29 degrees is an anarch degree. I always get that pronounced wrong. So that means in this lifetime, you came here knowing everything when it comes to Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer. And it's going to impact you when Jupiter goes into Cancer and it's in your 9th house. So I would definitely suggest that you travel to places that you've never been to before. I would suggest that you learn new things that you've never learned before. I would suggest that you change beliefs that have been maybe holding you back, that are not serving you anymore. I'm in a personal year 4 this year. I'm in a 4 year. I gotta get my nails done. My hands look crazy. I'm in a personal year 4 this year. This is my 4. I'll be in a 5 next year. Thank God. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Any other questions? We didn't have no technical difficulties. Oh, all because I had to hook my damn computer up to the internet, right to the thing. I'm so happy about that. Oh, this makes me happy. I might go live more now, knowing that. Oh, geez. That makes me so happy. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. Any other questions that anybody has? And if you don't want to take the Manifesting Miracles class, you can always book a session with me. Just go to acbrown.com/work with me. The Manifesting Miracles class is in my shop. So yeah, I will do more live since I figured it out. Oh, no interruptions. Yay. This is exciting. So I'll do more lives. Maybe I'll do more lives. Hey, Sherilyn. I listened to your podcast about what podcast, Karmika, are you talking about? I listened to your podcast about Little with Adam. Huh? What do you think is the most helpful reason to understand I don't know what you're saying, Karmika. Ask it again. Sherilyn, you're in a personal year 7 and a 9. 7's not a bad year. Let me rephrase. 7 is not a bad year if you've been working on yourself already. If you have not been working on yourself, 7 is going to be rough. Meaning, what I mean working on yourself, if you haven't had any spiritual awakenings, if you hadn't had this urge to become more self-aware, 7 is going to be a very hard year. But if you've already been doing that and unpacking a lot of the things that maybe you dealt with as a child, any kind of internal traumas, any kind of things that no longer serve you. Seven's going to be a breeze. It's just going to be deeper work. You're going to be, people say isolation. I don't necessarily think that 7 is isolation. I think that it is, it's not isolation. It's more introspection. You're going to be very introspective this year with a 7 year. You're going to be very, it's just going to be a year that requires you to just be with yourself and really figure out what you want, because someone asked this coming off of a year 6. The year 6 is, in my opinion, the 4 year, which I'm in, and a 6 year can be some of the most challenging. 4 year is a little bit better because it's things that you can control. So it's about building a foundation, setting the tone for a 4 year. 6 years, because I see someone ask, the 6 year is going into a 6 year. 6 years can be rough because it's things that you cannot control. And it's usually going to be with your community, with your family, with things like that. And you might not be able to control them. And so I say when you're in a 6 year that you want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself first, because you're going to be asked a lot of you from the outside, from external things. So the 4 year is more your internal foundations. The 5 year, the 6 year is more of your external foundations, things that you really can't control. So just look forward to, just make sure your cup is full before you pour into other people. I will say that. Okay, Adama, you were talking about Adama. So I did a podcast with Adama about Lilith. So what do you think is the most helpful reason to understand your Lilith? So in Manifesting Miracles, we're actually going to be talking about using your Lilith to manifest miracles. So you're talking about Black Moon Lilith, your moon sign, your 12th house, and your rising sign. No, are we talking about Lilith? No, I don't think we're going to touch on Lilith in it. But your Black Moon Lilith is, find out what sign it's in, find out what house it's in, and that is where you have a lot of power that you need to learn how to tap into. I'll say that. Someone's also in a 7 year. Good thing I started the work. Yeah, 7 year is just, it's not bad. 7 years is not bad. 7 years is not bad. It's the 8, if anything, the 7 year is a breeze. The 8 year is going to be weird as hell. And the reason why the 8 year is going to be weird is because the abundance and the luck and all of the things that happen for you in the 8 year, you don't know when it's going to happen. It's unexpected and it starts off very, very slow. So the 7 year is not that bad. 6 year is tiring, not gonna lie. Yeah, 6 years is exhausting. Just looked it up. I'm in a 2 year. Oh, 2 years is fun. Your relationships are going to be, your relationships are going to be interesting. They're going to be interesting. I'll say that. And how you do relationships or partnerships, whether that's platonic, business-wise, or romantic. So it's all about relationships and learning about how you contribute to relationships, how relationships contribute to you. I say this, by the end of the 2 year, you will definitely know what you want in partnership, whether that is romantic, whether that is platonic, whether that is business, career-wise. You're gonna figure it out in a year or two. Someone said, to relate to what you are saying about 7 year, what should I think about entering a year? 8 years are amazing. 8 years are clutch. I love an 8 year. My last 8 year was chef's kiss. However, it started off very slow. it started off very like, what is happening in the world? What am I doing with my life? I feel like my life is falling apart, and literally like that. So like one day you're like feeling at the bottom of the pits. And then the next day, everything changes. That's how quick things happen in the 8-year. I can't explain it. I don't know what goes on. All I can say is just focus. Focus and keep your abundance mindset in the 8-year. So Sherilyn says, I feel like I've been preparing for my 7 years since, yeah, you'll be fine. You will be fine. Are you still using, I love cardology. Yes. I use cardology all the time. I need to see what your card is so I can see what's, maybe I'll see if I can get Jolie to come on a Sunday session with me and talk about cardology. Because I love her perspective on it. I love cardology. Yeah, I need to know your card to see how we intertwine. Because I'm a king of diamonds. So, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. I found this out like a few years ago. And I was like, this makes sense. Just going back to my childhood and things like that. But anyway, any other questions? We didn't have any interruptions, guys. This is amazing. I feel I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. We didn't have any interruptions. Oh, you're 4 of clubs. Oh, 4 of clubs is so amazing. 4 of clubs. I'm calling in a 4 of clubs husband. I would like a 4 of clubs. That's a good match for me. 4 of clubs are very grounded, very stable. 4 of clubs. 4 of clubs. I don't do 5s in relationships anymore, or 6s. Left that alone. 2023. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Well, I'll be back. I'll be back on Sunday. Yeah, we didn't have any interruptions. Oh, this is so amazing. See, this is a miracle. I feel so blessed because I got a cord and I plugged it into my computer. So now I don't have any interruptions. Oh, I just could cry. This is amazing. If no one has any other questions, I will see you all next Sunday. Remember, Manifesting Miracles starts on, oh, wait, there's more questions. Hold on. I'm not finished. There's more questions. So 5 of clubs. 5. I like 5s in women, like as friends. 5 of clubs it's a nice card. You're very like, 5s are action oriented people. So, and that tracks for you, Sherilyn. 5 of clubs, that's more of the mental, the education side, learning, knowledge. So you're very active with that. So just keep on that path. 10 of hearts. So 10s in cardology are magic. They can make things happen. When it comes to 10 of clubs, well, let me ask you this vibe with, I think it's Vieira. What do you want insight on? Relationships or business? Like pick one. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat real quick. Relationships or business? Because yeah, you're a 10. So put that in there. And so let me just explain what cardology is. So cardology is the study of cards. There are 52 cards, 52 weeks. Everybody's birthday falls under a card. And that card, I hate to say it, has an energetic hierarchy within the card system. So you have your aces, your 2s. It goes just like a regular card suit. The clubs, the diamonds, all of the spades, all of it has a different thing. So you can just Google cardology chart and you'll see all of the birthdays and all of the like cards that you are. And I'll do a post about it, or I'll probably do a YouTube video about it. Okay, so Vieira said business. So as a 10 of hearts in business, yes, I do have a podcast episode about cardology with Jolie, my homegirl Jolie. She does cards. If you want a cardology reading with her, she does great cardology readings. If you go to that podcast episode, her information is in there. But anyway, 10 of hearts in cardology for business. That is a great card to have. You just have to be willing to be in love with the process. In love with the process, and to really put all of your all into it. But anything that you touch is going to excel. So anything that's public is going to excel. You're very captivating. You're a leader with determination. You have an expression of love in all areas of life. But when you don't love something, it's going to show. So if you are doing a business that you don't love, it's going to show. And that's why you're probably not, if you're doing something that you don't really love, that's why you're probably not making the money that you want to make. You have to love it, because people are always going to be attracted to you. They're always going to want to know what you're doing, because the 10s, whether you're a 10 of hearts, 10 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades, people put the spotlight on you, and they have expectations. So when people don't see you fulfilling those expectations, it's weird. It's like, what are you doing? It's long. Someone said, you're a king of diamonds like me. I'm a king of diamonds. Lexi, you're a 6 of diamonds. Okay. Yes, read up on it and listen to the podcast episode that I have with Jolie. And I think her information is in the show notes for that episode, and you can reach out to Jolie. I will tag her in this as well. I'll remember to tag her in this so you can find her page and reach out to her. Jolie is a phenomenal card reader. Your husband is a 2 of spades. Interesting. Those are the babies. Anything under like a 5 or under a 4. Okay, so he's a 2. 2 of spades. Your children are 3 of spades and a 4 of spades. Clubs. 2 of clubs. What was that? Yeah, one of them. And 6 of diamonds. Okay, I like that. That's nice. You're the leader in the house. You're a 10. So, yeah. That 2 energy is, it's not for me, but it's not for me. It's too, you're all over the place. Yeah. And the 2 energy is interesting. But your kids at 3, at 6 is very, very stable. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, if no one, oh, you said, so that's your husband. My bad. That's your man. I don't know what's going on in your house, but I know if he's a 2, I'm good. Any other questions? I don't know why my lips get so dry. Because I'm talking. No one has any other questions. We didn't have any interruptions. We are cooking with gas, people. We are cooking with gas. I am so excited. No technical difficulties. So I just need one thing. Nope. I will read your book, Your Soul Map, tomorrow. Oh, awesome. And then my other book, I'll probably be able to announce my book that comes out with Harper One. I'll probably be able to announce it officially probably in May. Yeah, like in May. In May. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my new book. I am excited. I hope everybody loves it. All right. Well, happy Sunday. I'll see you next week. No technical difficulties. We were live all the way. Yay. Have a great week. If you want to join Manifesting Miracles, make sure you join before February 2nd. And it's going to be 3 weeks in a row in a 21-day email sequence. So we'll meet for an hour for 3 weeks in a row to talk about manifesting miracles in your life using certain planets and things in your charts. And if you want to book a session with me, book a session, just go to my website and you'll see the Work With Me tab. The Manifesting Miracles is in the Shop tab. And yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you. Bye.